Hey all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I'm Darren. Today I'm going to do a little test. I'm going to cook two different meats at the same time. One of them chuck roast, one of them top round. So we're going to use our new Inkbird Wi-Fi sous vide circulator that I've been using about for last month. I'm going to kind of walk you through, do a little bit on testing of that for you. So stick with me, I'll be right back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
All right, what I'm going to do today, and just something I haven't done before, I thought I'd try this out. I'm going to actually take a small chuck roast and a small top round steak, and then we're going to sous vide them both at the same time, and then compare the results when they come out. I'm going to do 36 hours at 131 on both of these. The chuck roast is just a little bit thicker than the top round, but that should be all right. 36 hours is usually pretty good for either one of these at 131. And I'm going to season them today with something simple. It's the Himalayan Sherpa from Atlanta Grill Company. And this is strictly pink salt, coarse ground black pepper, and garlic powder. So it's going to be something simple. And like I said, we're going to use our Inkbird. The Inkbird's been around for about the last 10 years, making thermometers, temp controllers, humidifiers. They make barbecue thermometers. They're one of my sponsors, and they just started making this sous vide circulator. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how this works as well. I've been using it for about a month or so. It actually works really well for something that they just started making. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start seasoning this meat up. And pretty much just going to do a nice even coat of this Himalayan Sherpa blend on each side. And like always, I like to season before the sous vide and after the sous vide, because I know that it seasons the meat a lot more uniformly. And you don't need a ton, just get a nice even coat on both sides, because we are, like I said, going to season this a little bit more after. And that's it, just a nice even coat on both sides. And then we're going to go ahead and throw it in the vacuum bag and toss it in the sous vide at 131 for 36 hours. I'll be right back. All right, all, thought I'd show you a close-up of the Inkbird. As you can see, it's got manual controls on the face of the unit, but it also has Wi-Fi capability. The Wi-Fi app is very functional. It just doesn't have a whole lot of recipes on it. If it's something that you're looking to have a ton of recipes on, this app is not for you, but it is fully functional. It will let you set the time, control it from pretty much anywhere. You can go to the store, turn it on, turn it off, change the time and the temp if you need to. But as far as recipes, it does not have a big recipe database, which is fine with me. One of the things I love about this, it also has some times and temps built into the unit itself. You can go into the menu, and it does have some times and temps of different meats that are pre-loaded into it, if you don't want to set it by, manually. But I've used this, like I said, about 10 times already, and it works really good. If you can hear it, it's going right now. Got the little green light. And let's see, you can barely hear it, so it's very quiet. You can see it's circulating really well. I'm going to move the lid. There you go. So as you can tell, it's circulating really well. It's one of the things I like about it. I really don't like sous vide circulators that have problems circulating or that are really noisy. So if you can hear, it's very whisper quiet and it's circulating really good. And for my testing, I found that it's within a half a degree of what my instant read thermometer reads when when it's up to temp. So, and that's also very good for a sous vide unit. It's one of the things that usually have problems with is that the temps are off, doesn't circulate well, or it's noisy. So on all three of those points, this performs very well. And like I said, the Wi-Fi app works really good. It just doesn't have a big library of recipes. All right, let's get back to the cook. Hey all, welcome back. It's been 36 hours and my chuck roast and my top round are all done. Just took them out of the bath. The Inkbird did a great job, sat at 131 for the whole 36 hours. So that thing was off really quiet, held temperature perfect, works great. Check out the Inkbird sous vide unit. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm not gonna save the purge for any sauce today because we're just gonna use steak sauce or something, and I'm going to take these out of the bag. We're going to pat them dry, going to re-season them, and then I'm going to sear them out on the Kamado Joe on the soapstone. So let me get this out and I'll be right back. All right, let me got them out of the sous vide, get them out of the bag. I'm going to go ahead and pat them dry real good on both sides, and I can already tell chuck roast actually looks a little bit better than the top round, and more than likely it's because of the amount of fat that is in the chuck roast compared to the top round. Top round has a lot of collagen and stringy muscles, really tough muscle, and so it doesn't have as much fat in it. It's a lot more leaner, and you can tell it doesn't look quite as good as the chuck roast. But I'm going to season them both up with just a little bit more of the Atlanta Grill Company's Himalayan Sherpa salt, pepper, pink salt. It's got the pink salt, coarse ground pepper, and garlic. And that's it, just a little bit more, not a whole lot. Then I'm going to use some avocado oil out on the Kamado Joe soapstone to sear them up. All right, I'll see you out on the Kamado Joe. All right, guys, the Kamado Joe soapstone is heated up to about 550 degrees. Put down a little avocado oil. That's a high smoke point oil. I use that a lot for searing. That's going to work really well on these beef roasts on the Kamado Joe soapstone. You can tell it's searing up pretty good. Got a nice sizzle going on. The soapstone heats up a lot more even than the cast iron. They both work really well, but I prefer using the Kamado Joe soapstone because it does retain heat evenly pretty well. All right, guys, well, these are just about done. I'm going to take these off, get them inside, slice them up, and we're going to try them out and see which one turned out the best. Well, all right, guys, there you go. Chuck roast, top round. Tell that chuck roast got a little bit better sear too. That might be just because of the way the top round is laid out. I'm going to cut a couple pieces off, and you can tell this the chuck roast. It's a little bit more medium rare too than this top round. I think that's just because of the way. I'm going to cut this right down the middle. Just going to see. As you can see, it looks a little bit more done, and I don't think that's from the sear. I think it's just due to the thickness of the chuck roast compared to that. But I'm going to go ahead and take a taste of either both of these. Let me get some more meat instead of fat. Take a chuck roast. Nice flavor. You can tell that it's got some fat to it. Let me cut a good piece off of this top round. Top round's nice and tender. Well, it's juicy for top round. It's not bad. It's got a good taste to it. It's just a little bit more done. Not as much fat, so there's not as much of that fatty flavor to it. Both good in their own way. Check them out, guys. Made her swallow. Do a little test of your own. Compare them at the same time, same temp. See what happens. Like I said, they're a couple different pieces of meat, little difference in thickness, but they both turned out pretty good. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you check out the Fire and Water Cooking podcast anywhere you get podcasts. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.